What's up, everybody? I'm here way later than what I usually am for a book review. Um, I finished this book here probably about a week ago. This is Haunting Christmas Tales. This is a story with not. This is a anthology with 9 short stories in there, and I say short. They're actually not that short. This book is like 269 pages, I think. Um, really long for one of these type of anthologies. I first saw this on not Facebook Marketplace, like a Facebook group, a vintage book collecting thing that I'm a part of. Um, and I saw the cover and I thought this thing was amazing. I had to have it. Knew I was going to read it for Christmas. I finished it like at the beginning of the year, so it's not that long ago that I finished it. I figured I'd go through and talk about each story and kind of give my rating on them and all that good stuff. There are, if I say something like in this review where I give something 3 out of 5 stars, and and on Instagram you saw where I give it 4, it's just because simply I forgot. I've actually had some technical difficulties with my phone and stuff like that, and I'm not a tech savvy person. I don't know anything about anything electronic. I'm like a 90-year-old man, so yeah. One thing I wanted to point out too in this book, it's actually got a signature. These are always cool to me. But yeah. All right, so we got our 9 stories here. The first one is called Jingle Bells. All right, it's by Tessa Kraling. I don't know if I'm going to introduce every author because I'm probably going to forget when I get further down, but yeah. Jingle Bells is about this girl that is living in this house and she has nightmares. About like her house getting really hot and she hears these bells jingling and all that good stuff. She ends up moving to another house and she thinks her nightmares are over, but when she moves, she still has these nightmares and she still hears the jingling, and now her little sister can hear the jingling, so something else is up. Um, they don't know what's really going on until they climb in the attic and they discover something that the family's hidden from them. The parenting in this was very questionable. Kind of understand why they done it, kind of not. But this one was really sad, really good. 4 out of 5 stars. The next one is the Woodman's Enigma. Um, and basically, this kind of reminded me of the Goosebumps House of Shivers book. What happens is there's these 2 kids and they're waiting at a train station for their uncle, I think, to come and pick them up, and he never shows up. There's a taxi that comes by, and the taxi driver knows their uncle, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give you guys a ride." So of course, like idiots, they get in the car and they go to their uncle's house. But there's no foul play. The uncle or the taxi driver drops him off, tells him where the keys at and all that. He climbs out, and or they climb out, and they go into the house, find the key up under the mat, go inside. Nobody's there. They notice that there's a fire, but it's about to go out, so they go and cut down some tree limbs and put them in the fire, and they hear a knock at the door, and their uncle's here. The uncle comes in and tells them that they shouldn't have lit there's a tree called the yew tree, I think, YEW, and he basically tells them you shouldn't have lit that, because it sparks and all this stuff. And after this, we get like some very, very difficult dialogue from me, and that's this guy talking, the uncle. It's written this weird way, like, I don't know if people actually talk like that. It's like in a olden times writing. There's a lot of that in this book that I just didn't understand. It was like a foreign language to me. But basically, he tells this riddle where this thing called the Woodman's Enigma, where there's a ghost that died in that tree that they burned down, and in order for the ghost to rest, they have to solve how he was murdered or how he died, and that's basically it. An enigma is just another word for riddle, I guess. I didn't know that. Shows you. But yeah, this one was all right. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. The writing was fine until the actual guy started talking. His dialogue sucked, and that is a running trend in this book. The next one is called The Weeping Maid, and it's basically this girl staying with a family member, and her family member tells her that there is this local ghost that comes in, and she's a maid that cries and all this stuff. And basically, she runs into this ghost, and the ghost like telepathically tells her how she died. And again, this one is written in a weird way to where you like it's English, but again, I couldn't understand half of it. It was like I was reading Shakespeare or something I'm just not used to. And yeah, I give this one 3 out of 5. Um, I did enjoy the ending of this one. It was a little sad. Like the past, there's like 2 already that's really sad. This one was another one that's sad. But speaking of sad, but in a more positive light, brings us to The Investigators. This one is basically this guy going to stay at college, and these 2 investigators come up, and they want to like investigate his little dorm thing that he's staying in, because they state that there was a ghost that died here that was on these like old stairs that fell and it killed him. And yeah, that's basically it. They keep coming and making like videos and stuff for ghosts. And this one was really cool. I enjoyed this one. This one was really sad, and it was kind of one of those that got creepier the more you thought about it. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I think this book needed that, and I did like that story. I do recommend that one. The next one is The Cracked Smile, which I think could have been better, but it wasn't terrible. The Cracked Smile is basically another person staying with a relative. And okay, I think this one is a brother. I think it's a kid. It's a boy. He is staying with, I think, his sister. I think, or it might be his aunt. His mom and sister dies. Yeah, it's something like that. And she tells him not to go into the attic while she's gone. He goes into the attic. He discovers this doll and a bunch of these dolls. And one of the dolls has like a busted up face and all. And he has like vague recollections of a doll hospital that his mom was a part of. And on the way home from school one day, he goes and he sees this doll hospital, and it basically transports him into this like ghost world where he meets some strangers. And this one was really good. I like this one a lot. There's a scene where they climb in the attic and the dolls start giggling, and I thought that was so creepy. This reminded me a lot of like Night of the Living Dummy 3, which I think is one of the best dummy books. You heard me say it here. Yeah, that was good. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. Again, very sad, and it had like a darker theme dealing with like family drama. So yeah, really like that one. The Other Room is our first terrible one. This one sucked. There's literally a paragraph in this book where this guy is eating a sandwich. Not even lying. This book is basically this kid living at this house. I don't even know who the relatives are in this because it's written so, I hate to say bad, but I didn't understand it. This kid is staying at this house, and he sees this like room pop up sometimes, and sometimes it disappears, and that's basically it. Like, and then this just filler. And this story here is almost like 30 pages long, 53 and to 83. How much is that? I don't know. I don't know my math. I'll probably know it when I get off. But yeah, that one was terrible. I give that a 1 out of 5 stars. The Chime Child is a little bit better. This one reminded me of a lot of Harry Potter. Basically, there's this girl that was born like at midnight or something, like when the bell tolls or something. And she has the ability to communicate with ghosts, and there's other abilities too that I don't remember. And basically, she moves into this, or no, her family's staying at this cottage, and there is a stone wall with like cracks in it and all that. And she runs into a ghost, and the ghost basically tells her how to get revenge. And that's basically it. But it's good. I like this one. It wasn't perfect. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars too, but it was fine. I remember this one just being kind of okay. Reminded me a lot of Harry Potter towards the end. Yeah. Crespane and Clarang. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. This one's actually written by the person that actually wrote the book with the title on it. Crispine and Clarang It's basically this guy telling a story from like a long time ago or whatever. And basically, and this one's actually really sad. Um, Basically, he's telling a story of where his family go. This guy's family goes out for Christmas, and he has to stay with this other family. And he goes and he stays, and there's this girl that gets like presents from a godfather, and she gets all these really cool gifts. And one time, she gets these two dolls, and they're like animatronic. They have like batteries. They skate across ice and all this good stuff. And he wants the dolls for himself. So basically, what he does is he somehow lures her away from the dolls, and he hides them. And he brings them out like to an ice rink, and he gets a rake and he busts a hole in the ice, and he hides the dolls while she's distracted, and tells her that I think he says something like he doesn't know where the dolls are at or something. And this one leads to a tragic end. You can pretty well guess what happens. And I'll say right up front, the wrong person was punished in this book, I think. There is a punishment for somebody in this book that's kind of a jerk, and it's the wrong person. Yeah, this one, this was, yeah. This one could have been a lot better, but it was just kind of, I think you could have liked this one if you kind of did like those type of endings. I did not. But yeah, this one was bad. Not bad. This one was okay. It was just the wrong person was punished here. Yeah. I thought the dolls are kind of okay. There's also a thing I should mention where this guy can like make faces and make people do what they want, and that's kind of tied in later on. So yeah, I gave that one a 3 out of 5 stars. Across the Fields is our final story, and honestly, I know I'm kind of comparing everything to Goosebumps, but this one reminded me of Welcome to Dead House. This one was good. I actually really like this one. This one was basically these people from the 1920s are working on this coal mine, and this girl comes in, and it's one of the coal miners' little sister, and she tells them that the family tells her that they need to go and get some family some dinner for Christmas. And so they tell them not to go across the fields because there's like this urban legend of this girl named Gracie or Grace that drowned it in this like pothole thing, and they're scared of it, you know. So they go and they get a goose and they want to go home. Somehow or another they end up going across the field when they're not supposed to, and they run into this guy who offers to take them to a wrestling match, which is just the most random thing ever, but they do. They go, and the guy gets involved in a wrestling match. He wrestles with this guy and loses, and then he challenges him again, but this time he challenges him for a chance at like their souls or something. And yeah, other than the wrestling thing, this was pretty good. There's actually a lot of creepiness to this. The Gracie little story was really cool. There's another. This one has a lot to do with riddles again too. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars as well. I think that's about it. Yeah, Across the Fields ended on a high note. But if you ever pick this book up, I would honestly just read Across the Fields, The Investigators, The Cracked Smile, and Jingle Bells. And pretty much you can leave the rest of the book alone. Like I said, the writing, I'm not going to really talk too much badness about the writing because it's just something I didn't understand, and I know that if you enjoy that type of writing, that's fine. Like, it's just written this old-timey way. I can't even describe it. I didn't really like quote anything or anything like that, but it's written in this really weird writing style, and yeah, I don't think I could like find like a like I wanted to find like a quote or something from like the uncle when he's talking, but I don't know if I can find it right off the bat. But yeah, if you guys end up picking this book up, just go with the ones I recommend. I mean, that's my opinion. But yeah, this was overall I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was all right, but could have been a lot better. I think this book would have been a lot better if it would have been shorter. I think if it would have been more like towards the run of like Tales from the Midnight Hour or something like that, I think would have been a lot better. Also, fun note: the dolls on here are the story Cherisane and Clara Payne or whatever their names are. That's the two dolls there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Haunting Christmas Tales. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I also want to mention this was a buddy read too. So that definitely made things better. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with reading with this person. If you're watching, thanks for reading with me. I had a lot of fun with it. Without you, I probably wouldn't have finished this book, without a doubt. But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars for me, guys. If you guys have read this book, please let me know in the comments below. If you haven't, don't. But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars for me, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.